Hello everyone, Andrew here with Food and Travel 360. Today we're in New York City, and between tonight and tomorrow night we're going to try two very different steakhouses. It's going to be old school versus new school. Tonight we have Delmonicos, which opened in 1837 and arguably the oldest fine dining establishment in all of America. Tomorrow is going to be Charlie Palmer Steak, which opened in 2017 and was opened by decorated American chef Charlie Palmer. So between tonight and tomorrow night, it should be a lot of fun. It'll be very delicious. We are very excited, and we're gonna get underway right now. Alrighty, we are now here in front of Delmonico's Steakhouse. My friend Jay decided to join us. Jay's working in New York right now, but he will soon be in Philly. So hello Jay. Jay's just as much of a food enthusiast as I am. But Jay does know a little bit more about this place than I do, so I'm going to hand it off to Jay.
Okay, so we're in front of Delmonicos, which was opened in 1830, what did we say?
1837.
So it's on its 181st anniversary. The columns are modeled after Pompeii and are supposed to be a resilience of the New York City history, and this is a really historical spot. This building was actually made historical in 2004, and we're between a lot of great history here. Right down that way, we have not only the stock exchange, but actually where George Washington was inaugurated. And a little down that way, we have Battery Park City and the Standing Bull, and right now the Fearless Girl, which is down there too, as well as you can see the World War II Memorial and the Statue of Liberty, all from the park. That being said, let's go inside.
Alrighty, so we just sat down here, and if you look around, it looks like this place is pretty old, but it's also very classy, very classic, very nice, clean look. I like it, and they came with these fancy plates too. It has the pillars, and Delmonico right from the top. Looks like the front door, and we're about to order. And once the food comes out, we'll talk about the food a little bit. Alright, so our starters came out. We got some escargot, herb butter. And then we got a crab cake, Maryland style, and Jay got some kind of salad. Jay will tell you about it.
It's a Caesar salad, but what really is it's a Caesar salad done right, because they'd coddle an egg, and then they also serve it with Spanish white anchovies, which are fresh. Normally anchovies are brown out of a can, not here. This place, they do it right.
Good stuff. We're gonna now sample the escargot and the crab cake. Let's try this crab cake now, and I also forgot to mention that there's some caviar in it, so pretty awesome. I don't know what that sauce is, but Jay?
It's a brown butter sage sauce, I think.
All right, let's give it a shot. Immediately, the first thing I noticed is that you can really get that crab texture in there, because most crab cakes I've ever had is more bread than anything. It's very like mushy, but this you can actually really get that crab meat in there, which is really nice. And that butter sauce is creamy, it's light, it's not overpowering. It really lets the crab itself shine. Now let's try the escargot. I think they said it was herb butter.
Herb butter. They're from Burgundy.
They're from Burgundy. Alrighty. Give us these nice little dainty forks to get our snail out.
He probably has a set at home. He just won't admit it.
Alright, look at that, guys.
Cheers.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, it just melts.
Well, normally people overpower escargot, load it up with garlic, load it up with butter, really just don't appreciate it for what it is. And they also use canned. These are imported, they're fresh. And that's why you don't have that gummy texture. You don't need to really cook it down.
Yeah, it's not rubbery at all. Very smooth.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Okay, so the moment we have been waiting for, and Jay has already
I
started.
couldn't help it. You can't. There's no waiting.
We are at Delmonicos, and what better way to enjoy Delmonicos than with a steak? All right, if you come here and you get a steak, don't even come here. So here we are. We both got the 45-day aged bone-in ribeye, both a medium rare. I also have this piece of foie gras on top of mine, so I'm gonna try this foie gras real quick. Just a little bit of salt, melts in your mouth. And personally, I always think like foie gras has a little bit of like a nutty taste to it at the end, a little bit of nutty aftertaste, and that's what makes a great foie gras. And this has that nutty aftertaste. It's very tender, it just melts like it's supposed to. And now we're gonna try the steak. Jay's already tried it, so maybe he can tell you a little bit about the steak first.
You know, it's dry aged for 45 days, and really your standard steakhouse is wet or dry aging for around 28 days. And what that does is it really concentrates the flavor, and you have that, the fat, the tenderness, everything just kind of comes together, and it really just makes it absolutely delicious. And you can really feel it. It's just pure meat ambrosia that you're just settled in from first bite, even from smelling it. You can really smell it. It smells concentrated.
Oh, the fragrance, the aroma. It's so beautiful.
It's nuts.
And right on the outside, there's this like thin layer of fat, and it just complements the meat so well, and everything just melts in your mouth. You know, they asked if we wanted sauce on this, but honestly, if you're gonna do it the right way, you gotta get it the way it is. But what I'm gonna try right now is, and I don't even know if it's gonna taste good or if it's gonna work or not, I'm gonna take a little bit of foie gras, I'm gonna take a little piece of steak and a piece of onion, and we're gonna one bite this, see if we can get a perfect bite.
You did it.
That was good. Okay, so you got that crunchy texture of the onion, but at the same time, that foie gras almost acts as like a butter for the steak. It just melts all over it. And you can taste like it almost tastes like you have a foie gras butter right on the steak, which you can actually get here. There is one of the sauces is a foie gras butter. But if you don't want to waste your foie gras, then don't eat it with your steak. I'm not going to do it again, but it still tasted pretty good, not too bad.
Everything once.
Everything once.
Some things twice.
I had to try it. Jay just tried that spinach, I think. He liked
amazing.
that. I'm going to try the spinach now.
So, just like the escargot, it's not too overspiced. It's got butter, cream, garlic, everything you need.
Oh, you know, what I really like is I can still chew the spinach a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. Because sometimes cream spinach is, you're literally drinking soup. It's soggy, it's sloppy, it's not good. This, you still got some texture to it. It's great. And it's really fresh. So you can really, that spinach, you can really taste the spinach flavor in there. Our dessert just came out. This is the Baked Alaska, the original Baked Alaska. Look how beautiful it looks. It looks like a piece of art. I don't even want to touch it, but
If he doesn't touch it, I will.
all right, let's give this a
You
shot.
on for it?
So outside is a meringue, and then the inside is ice cream and sponge cake. I heard, but let's find out. All right, so it looks like the inside does have cake and ice cream. It's a banana cake. And this baked meringue on the outside is actually sort of a little bit crunchy.
It is.
Which is nice. It's a nice texture.
Really good. I like this. I think this is a peach compote.
Is it?
I don't know. No, it's too
try it.
sour for peach.
Apricot?
Apricot compote.
Real nice. Delmonicos was the first restaurant to have this on their menu. People say they created it. I don't know if they actually created it, but nonetheless, it's still
On their
very
printed
good.
menu.
Oh yes, they were the first to have the printed menu. First to have this on the printed menu. But yeah, pretty good. Topping off what was already a really nice meal with a really beautiful dessert. Cheers. So we just finished up here at Delmonicos. I mean, what a meal. I could talk about the sides, I could talk about the appetizers, I could talk about the dessert. But what we were here for was a steak, and the steak was one of the best I've had in my days. I don't want to call it already, but I feel like Charlie Palmer is going to have a really hard time keeping up with this place, but we'll just have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Alrighty, we are now here at Charlie Palmer Steak. I am joined today by my good friend Jeff. Jeff likes to eat just as much as I do, so we're gonna have a good time. Obviously, this place is not as celebrated or storied as Delmonico's, but it is owned by decorated American chef Charlie Palmer, who actually grew up right here in New York, and then he went on to study at the Culinary Institute of America, and after that he went to France, where he continued to work on his craft before coming back and opening several successful restaurants. So we're still excited to try this place out to see how it stacks up against Delmonico's. Okay, we are now inside Charlie Palmer Steakhouse. Immediately sitting down, I can notice the decor in here is much more modern and chic than Delmonico's, which, I mean, it fits into that new school versus old school theme. Because Delmonico's is very classic, and while this is modern, I think I do prefer the classic look. I do really like the open kitchen right here to my right and diagonally behind Jeff. I think that's really cool. I always like seeing inside the kitchen. But we're gonna go ahead and order some apps and some entrees, and once the food comes out, we'll talk about it a little bit more. All right, our appetizer just came out. Jeff got a short rib agnolotti, and I got a clams casino, so we're gonna try these out. All right, so the clams casino is really good. The clams are a little bit smaller, and I feel like this piece of bacon on top is a little bit too big for it. Like, it almost overpowers the clam itself. Like, I'm not really tasting much clam. It's mostly like a bacony taste. Although it's still not bad. You still get that chewiness from the clam. Definitely not bad. And Jeff is going to tell us a little bit about his agnolotti.
This stuff's amazing. It comes in this really nice creamy sauce. The inside, you got short rib that was shredded.
I'll give it a shot too.
It just melts in your mouth, man.
All right, let's go in for this agnolotti. Like Jeff said, a very creamy cheese sauce on the outside. The actual short rib, I believe it was braised and then was shredded. So it is very tender, and like Jeff said, melts in your mouth. Pretty nice start to the meal, but we are here for the steak, so we're gonna wait for our steak to come out now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the steaks finally just came out. Jeff here got a bone-in New York strip. I got the same thing I got Delmonico's, so I really wanted to compare the two. I got the bone-in ribeye with the foie gras on top. Except this was aged for 30 days, the one at Delmonico's was 45 days, so I'm curious to see the difference. So we're gonna dig in and see how it is. Okay, so the foie gras is much more buttery here. It's much more like gooey, even though it's supposed to be smooth and buttery. But this is just a little bit too mushy for myself. Not bad. Going for a bite of the steak. It looks really good. Oh, look at that, guys. Beautiful. This is actually more tender than the bone ribeye from Delmonico's. The one at Delmonico's was a little more flavorful, but for texture, this one is much more tender. How's your steak, Jeff?
It's good.
I think Jeff is at a loss for words.
It's, at first I thought it was dry, but then as I started to like bite more into it, like all the juices start to explode into my mouth, and
The closer you get to the center, right, the more juicy it gets.
yeah.
Good. And for sides, I forgot to mention that we got cream, spinach, mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese, and Jeff's going to talk a little bit about the sides.
So the mashed potatoes are great, very soft. Kind of like how I like my mashed potatoes to be, in all honesty. No, because some people like their mashed potatoes lumpy and stuff like that,
true,
right?
true. It's smooth.
So it's smooth. The cream spinach is delicious as well. Definitely, I think it complements the steak more than the mashed potatoes. And I'm a big fan of the mac and cheese. I love it.
It's the cheddar, right?
Yeah,
Aged cheddar.
Aged cheddar.
Give it a shot. So the cream spinach, it's actually not that creamy. It's more like, it tastes like just like boiled spinach, which is fine. But I thought there was going to be a little more creaminess to it. More of like a cream mushroom or something like that. Not bad. mac and cheese. The mac and cheese is good. You're right. Wow. Really cheesy. I'm not really a huge fan of like those crazy like 4 cheese mac and cheese, whatever cheese mac and cheese, like 12 cheese mac and cheese. Just a simple cheddar mac and cheese with a little bit of breadcrumb on top goes a long way for me. And the mashed potatoes, like Jeff said, is very nice and airy, whipped to perfection. It's not lumpy or anything. Very smooth. Very nice. Okay, just finished up here at Charlie Palmer Steak. Everything was really good. If you ask me overall, I'd say between quality and selection and service and atmosphere, I'd give Charlie Palmer a 7, whereas I would give Delmonico's a 9. Overall, it was, you know, a little bit different than Delmonico's. You know, Delmonico's a lot more storied, but I mean, I wouldn't say that Charlie Palmer was bad. If you just compared the steaks, I was actually very impressed by the steak here. The steak was actually very juicy, very tender, very flavorful. And if it was just up to the steaks, I'd say it'd be pretty close. Maybe I would give this place an 8 and Delmonico's an 8.5. But overall, I think you guys guessed it too. Delmonico's got this place covered. But Charlie Palmer is definitely nothing to sneeze at. If you guys get a chance, please visit both places and let me know what you think. I'm going to end the vlog here for tonight. I want to thank you all for watching. Please subscribe for more food and travel videos, and we will see you next time.